Before I start, I'd like to read some favourite review quotes that I love but hope I never get. This poet has nothing to say, and he says it very well. He's obviously suffered from his art, now it's our turn. I didn't like the play, but then I saw it under adverse circumstances. The curtain was up at the time. Now, there are a couple that have got nothing to do with poetry as well. The trouble with young people today is that I'm not one of them. Einstein's alternative theory of relativity, time spent with your relatives, always passes more slowly. And my favourite Woody Allen quote, having money is better than not having money, if only for financial reasons. That's the last time I adjust those points. Okay, in 1911, the English and the Norwegians were locked in a titanic struggle to be first to reach the South Pole. Nobody to this day knows why. But growing up in Scotland, the party, the English party, Captain Scott and Captain Oates, were held up as heroes to the kids. And they eventually ended up being trapped in a tent, and they eventually died. And legend has it that Captain Oates went off into the storm to certain death in order to give his comrades a better chance for survival. So, researching this as an adult, I actually found out that these guys couldn't stand each other. So the apologies to fans of the legend or descendants of the party, this is an alternative version of events, and it's called Captain Scott's Lost Diary. And it's prefaced by Captain Oates' famous quote, "I'm just going outside and maybe some time." 6 weeks in this tent, and we are all close to breaking point. Captain Oates masturbates constantly, even during dinner. He claims it's simply a mechanism to keep his body temperature up, but we all have our doubts. I no longer feel comfortable shaking hands with him, and last night he told me he wants me to have his babies. He insists on calling me Falcon, though he knows I detest my middle name. The natural order of things seems to be breaking down. Men have begun to question his authority of late, especially since the unfortunate frozen yogurt incident. My dear wife is constantly in my thoughts, though Captain Oates has taken to wearing a wig he made from a penguin skin and insisting, in a ridiculous falsetto impersonation of Mary, that I take him to dinner at Claridge's. This strikes me as conduct unbecoming of an English hero, as I find myself strangely attracted by his buffoonish attempts at humour, and have had to physically restrain myself on 3 occasions from mentioning his efforts and dispatches. The wind is unrelenting, the cold bites at every nerve, and Oates has threatened that if we don't go to dinner soon, he'll go alone, and that he may be gone for quite some time.